Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, this is what we are going to be building. It is a speed build, and I am going a little bit traditional. So I do the occasional traditional home build. I probably don't do them quite as often as I do like your modern or your contemporary style builds, but I do really enjoy actually doing a traditional home. It's just something a little bit different, and I feel it's slightly, yeah, I mean, a little bit different style for me, I think. Just because I do personally lean towards more of a contemporary or modern sort of vibe for me personally. So, exploring a traditional style home is actually quite cool because you get to play with like different furnishings and different wallpapers, and it just makes you use some different stuff. Which I think is always fun in the game, because when you are looking for different stuff in the game, obviously you're seeing things that you might not have seen for a while or even seen before, and that's always exciting because it's like finding a new thing in the game. And I love new things in The Sims 4. That's why I always get so excited for packs. I'm just like, new thing, yay! Just anything shiny and new. I'm like a little kid. Oh, yoy, yoy. Anyway, so this is the house shaping up. Now, it will be a limited pack build, so bear with me. I'll try and remember. I'm pretty sure this is going to be base game and parenthood as the main packs, and then I've supplemented that with the other free packs, the free stuff packs that we got. So those free stuff packs were backyard, my first pet stuff, and the romantic garden packs. So those are the three free stuff packs that have been free recently, and then I've added in base game and parenthood as well. So yeah, limited pack build as well, just to add to the challenge a little bit. And I went green on the exterior. I love, oh, you know what, it's funny because I love a neutral tone in a house. So like all your neutral woods or monochrome monotone woods that sound like this. Anyway, sorry, I've had too much mum juice, I think. I'm getting all hyped up and excited by me actually getting to do a traditional build. I really like how this build came out. It was really nice. I was quite proud of myself because I wanted to do something that did fit really nicely into Willow Creek. I'm building this on the Brook Bungalow lot in Willow Creek. There is some debate around what constitutes a bungalow. Some people have said it's only like a one-story home. I think it depends on the region that you're from and how you sort of classify a bungalow. I don't have an opinion on it, I don't think. But I did build a bungalow recently and it did have 2 levels. So maybe I am veering towards more than 1 level on a bungalow. But to be fair, I was using an inspiration, and the inspiration, which was a bungalow picture, did have 2 levels. So that's probably why I did it, more than actually having an opinion on whether or not bungalows have 1 or 2 levels. Anyway, we're not building a bungalow today. We are building a traditional style home that fits really nicely into Willow Creek. And this is a family style home. So it is designed to have your kids in it as well as the parents. And it's going to be 4 bedrooms, and I want to say 2 bathrooms. I actually think I did 2 larger bathrooms rather than doing, oh no, it's, there might be a half bath in there as well, actually. Oh, we'll see. But there's a few bathrooms, and there is definitely 4 bedrooms because it's a 4-bedroom traditional home. I'm just changing the windows at the moment because the windows that I chose initially, I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh, you know what? They're quite chunky, and I felt like that didn't really suit the look of the homes. And then I saw these narrower, taller windows, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually really nice. It just gives it a nicer, sleeker, prettier shape. So that's why I changed that. I'm just doing some inset stairs at the moment. So this is a little trick that I do. You just sort of cut out a piece of a platform and you put the stairs inside that little platform space, and that's your little inset stairs. So you don't actually need little banisters for it if you don't want to use banisters. So I'm doing the fencing. I think I actually ended up changing this fencing because I wanted something, once again, I wanted something like a little bit more delicate looking. Because I feel like, a traditional or classic, well, it's not like classic, it's all how you define things, right? So, you know, when I'm thinking like a traditional home, I'm thinking things that have a historical sort of element to them in some sort of way. And that's how a traditional home is sort of classified as such. And then when you're talking about a classic home, you're not talking about a home that has like a classic car that has a historical thing. A classic home is more something that has that sort of Grecian and really that personifies the classical era in time rather than being a classic style home, like a classic style car. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes it can be tricky to keep it all straight in your head, right? As to what constitutes what kind of home. I mean, you can classify it however you like, really, at the end of the day, because, you know, it's your choice and you can do as you please there. But I do try to keep it classified as it should be, just for clarity's sake, so that if someone is looking for a traditional home, then you know that's what they're getting, and if someone's looking for a classical home or a classic home, then that's what they're getting. You know what I mean? So that's why I do try to keep that straight, and why I bang on about different styles and stuff. It's something that I did try and learn and wrap my head around, because I did want to sort of honor what someone's expectations are. It's like the promise of the premise, right? When you're writing a book and you present this premise where you want to have this really good mystery, and that's the premise, is like, you know, that's going to be a murder mystery, but then what you end up writing is a romance, and there's not really much in the way of murder or mystery, so you don't deliver on the promise of the premise. And that's the same thing with a house. Like, you know, if you're saying you're going to build a classic house and then you give them, I don't know, a traditional home, rather than something that fits within that is inspired by the classical era, you're giving them a home that's inspired by a Victorian era, or a Queen Anne, sort of the Queen Anne era, or a Georgian era. You know, that's sort of, you're not delivering on the promise of the premise. So that's kind of why I do bang on a little bit about the right styles and that sort of thing, and styling, and thinking about how styling works within Sims 4. But you know, that's just kind of typical me. I do overthink it. Yeah. It's just like I take something and then I just like go way too far on it. As you do, you know. Anyway, I've been waffling on, and while I've been doing that, I've been putting together the backyard. So it is limited, because we are dealing with limited packs here. So there's sort of only a certain amount of things that I'll have available to use. So I've put the hot tub from Base Game into the backyard. I thought that would be cute, and I did want to have some kidsy stuff because it is a family home. I was conscious of also leaving sort of, like yard space for the kids to run around on, in theory. You know, in real life you would have the kids running around. In The Sims they don't tend to do that so much that I can think of. They'll do activities, like if you have the monkey bars there, or if you have the swings there, or whatever, they'll do those. But you don't just see them running around in the yard, as kids are prone to do. My kids are, anyway. So, as you can see with the landscaping, I did skip over a little bits and pieces of the landscaping, because, you know, the same sort of thing going on there. But with the landscaping, I've kind of stuck to just a few styles of plant, which is what I do tend to do for most gardens. It's just one of those things where it does make it look more cohesive as a garden around the property, if you do sort of stick to just a few, maybe 4 or 5 different styles of plants, opposed to doing like a heap of different kinds. I think if you're doing the style of an English sort of wildflower type garden, where it is sort of wild and overgrown and there is going to be all sorts of different flowers and stuff, then that 100% makes sense to me, to have like a whole lot of different plants. But for a majority of gardens, I mean, having pretty similar plants throughout, it just adds that sort of cohesion and, really nice, I don't know, look to it. So I've finished just about with the outside. I'm actually going to do the stairs and a bit of the, what am I going to do? The floor layout. That's what I'm going to do. So I've worked out where I'm going to place the stairs. So I'm just going to work out how I'm going to make this all work. So I've done sort of a separate entranceway. And downstairs, I'm going to have 2 bedrooms. I'm just working through how I'm going to put the bathroom, because I wanted to have a bathroom downstairs as well. But yeah, I'm just figuring out how I'm going to do that. If I'm going to do it in the middle of the rooms, and then I was like, this really isn't working. So I ended up doing a little bathroom in behind the stairs there. So that worked out quite nicely. So it's going to be 2 bedrooms and the bathroom downstairs, and then the rest of the space is going to be taken up by living, dining and kitchen. And then upstairs there is definitely a half bath, 2 bedrooms and another big bath. So that would leave 2.5 baths and 2 bedrooms upstairs, although there may be another bathroom. I just can't quite remember if I did put like a... Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so there's 2.5 bathrooms upstairs, 2 bedrooms, and then 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms downstairs. So a total of 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Okay, boom, got it. So I realized that I had forgotten the little side porch that I'd made. So I was like, oh, and then I put the I put the chair next to the house in the aqua, and I was like, no, it did not work. So this is why I'm going through and changing it to a cream, because I was just like, the aqua looks really bad against the house. It just like was not working. So yeah, I needed to change that, and I couldn't actually change because like a lot of the other colors in that particular table and chairs and whatnot, the woods changed to darker wood, and then the darker wood looked funny because I've done like lighter woods all throughout the rest of the build. So yeah, I just ended up going with the simple cream, but I think that worked really nicely in the end. And that's just the backyard stuff pack, I think that's from all that modern sort of furniture. So modern-ish kind of furniture. I think you can, like, with a build, you can sort of go like a different vibe on the outdoor furniture, I feel, because that tends to be, yeah, a different look quite often to what you do on the inside of the house. But I mean, whatever you like, really. I mean, you can do it however you please. But I didn't actually go super traditional on all the furnishings in here either. So, I mean, it is a traditional looking house, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have to have all traditional furnishings. And it is a family house, so that does imply that the Sims going in here are younger in nature, rather than, you know, not like putting an elderly couple in here who might be more into the traditional furnishings. I'm putting in a young family in here who might lean towards more modern things rather than having the traditional things around the place, which does make sense to me. Even though the exterior is more traditional, doesn't mean the interior is going to be, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you know what I mean. It wasn't rocket science, I don't think. So I'm just doing like quite a small little kitchen. It's a tiny little space-ish. But I think, you know, you've got quite a few little counters just because I did it as like almost a complete square. So you've got quite a few counters there to work with. So while it doesn't look huge, there's actually quite a lot of work room, if you know what I mean. Why do I keep saying, if you know what I mean? Please stop me, because you guys know what I mean. I'm just sitting here critiquing my own commentary. Isn't that terrible? I'm a shocker. Anyway, this is what I was talking about when I overthink things, right? I'm just like, no, stop saying these things, Velvet, stop it. Anyway, just going to argue with myself for a little while. Don't you worry about it. It's fine. All is well. So I'm just looking for some clutter to go into the kitchen at the moment, because as I mentioned, this is definitely a limited pack build. So there is limitations to what sort of clutter and stuff I can use, but being that I'm using the Parenthood pack, and also I love that aqua bright oven and fridge combo. I love that colour. And that's what I mean. It's just like, it's a really fresh modern vibe to it. So that's what I said. I didn't really go particularly traditional on the interior. It was definitely a lot more of a modern interior, but I felt like that would suit a young Sim family to go, you know, that little bit more modern. And the Parenthood pack is absolutely super for that. I think it's a really underrated pack, to be honest. It's one that I hadn't rated up until probably, I don't know, a while ago, but is one I hadn't used a lot of and I didn't know much about until I sort of went and built with it in a build. And I think I was doing a kitchen and I saw that teal, and then I started exploring the pack a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and like you do the kids' rooms, and yeah, there's some really, really good stuff in that pack. I'm it's one of my favorite packs now, I've got to say. They're just, it's not like super modern. It's kind of, yeah, I feel like it's one of those packs that's kind of a blend of modern colors, but some of the in modern shapes, but there's like traditional touches to it. Because if you look at those armchairs, right, they do have like, they're a modern color, but they do have like that traditional shape to them with the curves. And then you look at the couches, and they are definitely a modern shape. But then you look at the coffee table, and that's got like a more traditional kind of look to it with the wood and the way that it's constructed. So it's quite an interesting sort of bridging the gap pack, sitting between medium traditional and modern. That's how I kind of feel about that pack. I think it's just a real bridging those two styles kind of pack, which is really cool to work with. So yeah, I really like that pack. I think it's good. It's got really good colors, and it's just amazing for kids' rooms, obviously being parenthood. And yeah, I absolutely love the kitchen in that as well. Perfect. So it's a really good pack. So I'm just using base game here in the hallway, and then I saw this plant. I was like, hello, I want to put that outside the house. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm just like, you know how you're just digging through the inventory thing, and you're just like, oh, look at this. You're just like, yoink, I'm going to put that there. Because, you know, you don't necessarily always think of these things or think to look for them as you're building a particular part. But then later when you're looking for something else entirely, and you see this thing, and you're like, oh, you know what? I actually like that for there. And you're like, yep, boop, and put it in place. So I'm just doing a little entrance area. I actually, initially when I did the layout for this, and just Velvet confession time here, I actually had the house around backwards, and I got confused, and I thought the back area was the front area and the front area was the back. So when I blocked off the back area, I actually thought that was the entrance. And so I was like, well, that'll be a really cool entrance way. It's got like all it's kind of, it's not exactly T-shaped, but it's half T, like it's half a T. It's got like a line and a little bit sticking out. So I thought that would be a really cool shape for an entranceway. And then when I re-looked at it again, and I realized that the entranceway was on the other side to the house, and that the bit that I'd blocked off was actually the back of the house. So I was like, oh, I really don't know what I'm going to do with that area now, because you really don't need like a big kind of back entrance area for the house, I don't think, anyway. So I did come up with something, but yeah, I did get myself a little bit confused there for a little minute, just with where the front entrance of the house was. Anyway, moving on, we are into the bathroom, and I think this is the pretty sure that's the downstairs bathroom that's sitting in beside the two bedrooms. Yes, it is. And now I'm going to work on to the bedroom. So I actually ended up going with a teal on the interior. I didn't consciously think about the colour on what I was going to do on the inside until I put the wallpaper up. And the bathroom wallpaper, and that one's from Parenthood, it actually had the aqua in the tile with the pink. And I don't know, it just naturally evolved. Like, I didn't actually really think about it at all. It just kind of, this is the palette that I have to deal with Parenthood, and I really like that color with the teal, nice and modern, nice and bright, lively, perfect for a family. So yeah, I just really leaned into it without thinking too much about it. You know, it just naturally happened as I was building without much thought. So yeah. Anyway, we have the dresser from Parenthood, and I think that's the mirror from Parenthood as well. So there's really such a good depth of items in the build buy for Parenthood, which I absolutely love. And as I said, I think it's an underrated pack. It needs more love. So don't be afraid to get it out there and use your Parenthood pack, I say, folks. So the downstairs bedrooms are both going to be double bedrooms, I believe. And I just put like an easel on there because I thought maybe they're an arty sim. They've got some really lovely art on the wall. So, oh, you know, actually it's not, because I did this. Oh, this room, I love this room. This room came out so good. I loved it. So double bedroom plus a kid's bedroom. So this is a slightly older kid, but not quite a teen or a pre-teen yet. And yeah, I went super bright in this room. I just really went with the blue. And I love this little light. I saw it, I was in a collaboration with some people. This is going to be vague because I can't quite remember where I saw it. I'm sure it was a collaboration build where we were doing apartments, and I think someone used that light, and I've never used it before, and I was like, hello, new thing I like, because it's real sparkly and pretty and absolutely perfect for a kid's room. So that's from Parenthood. So that's one of the little lights. And what I really loved about this room, not only is it bright, but it actually coordinates so well with the bed, because if you look at the bed, you've got aqua, you've got blue, you've got dark blue, and you've got purple. And when you see how the room turns out, once I add a few more things in, you'll see all of those colors around the room. I mean, already you sort of see the white, the aqua, and the blue and the dark blue sort of coming through, and you're about to see, yeah, purple. I was really proud of myself for that. I thought, you know what, I think I've really done all right with this room. I was quite happy with how that came together, because I love, like, yeah, how the purple just really made it pop and just brought it together. You know, sometimes you just have that one thing or that one color or something that just pulls it all in and pulls it all in together, and just bringing in those little purple elements, I thought, yeah, that absolutely just brings it together. I absolutely love that. So I was a tad proud of myself for this room, because I really like it. I think it's a pretty one. And another thing that I'm trying to do at the moment, it's something that I've been thinking about as a builder, because as a builder, I'm always looking to not only for ideas and methods and stuff to improve myself, but just little things to improve the way that I build as well. So one thing I do want to try and do as a builder is not fill every space, which might sound weird, but I have this compulsion when I'm building where I see a space and I'm just like, you know, I should put something there. But when you're playing it, I think as a gameplay space, rather than just an aesthetically pleasing space, but from a gameplay perspective, it is actually better for the Sims to have a little space so that they can pull out the vacuum and they can vacuum, or, you know, they can sit down and do tummy time with the kids in the middle of the floor. You know, that just sometimes you actually do need a little bit of space in your house and on the floors. And it does look a tiny bit empty, I think, or emptier, or maybe it's just like my perspective of it. But yeah, that's one thing that as a builder I have been thinking about, because I have been doing some gameplay in a few of my houses and stuff, and I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to leave, like, occasionally just like a little bit of space. I don't need to fill every space, you know, as we're looking on and I'm building a storage cupboard filled with stuff. But to be fair, this is a storage cupboard. This is my solution, by the way, to that back area that was really big that I thought was a front entrance area. So I actually made this like kind of like a storage cupboard, linen cupboard kind of thing. And then I was going to do this as like a little art nook, and I said, no, that's not working. So I just did it as a tiny little home office kind of thing with just a desk and a bookshelves and a computer, and that's about it. So then that's what I ended up doing with those little spaces. I did contemplate like another bathroom, but I was like, oh, there's already 3.5 baths, and I don't think we really need an extra bathroom downstairs. So I just decided to turn it into a little home office for one of the Sims. They can just sit in there, and it's a little quiet, peaceful spot away from the kids. So maybe the mother is a streamer just like me, or a gamer just like me, making content, and they just want to escape the kids and actually record their content. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It's a possibility. It's what I was thinking about when I created that little office. It's just like, oh, I could see myself in there. I'm just sitting in there, recording my things, doing my things, and the kids can't actually disturb me so easily. So, you know. Whereas at the moment, I'm just sitting in the middle of the well, not really, to the side of the living room, and I'm very easily accessible for the children and the cats and the husband, you know. But I do actually probably enjoy being out in the lounge more than being shut away in a tiny room. At least I can keep an eye on things when I'm out here. So this is coming together. We are in the upstairs area now. I've been a little chatty Cathy in this episode. Sorry, guys. I'll tell you what, mum juice. So there's going to be another single bedroom. So there's going to be 2 double bedrooms, 2 single bedrooms in this build. So I feel like you can have like maybe a couple of kids and a teenager in one of the double bedrooms, and then the couple or a single parent or whoever in the other double bedroom. So I think that's a good combination, I think, for a family home. But you could always switch one of the kids' rooms out for, you know, a cot or something like that if you had an infant or something going in there too. So upstairs is going to be a very girly room, because downstairs we did a blue room, and I thought, well, upstairs let's do a pink room. So that's what we're doing. And I'm still continuing like bringing in the blue or the aqua, as the case may be in this instance, but it is offset by a lot of pink. It is a very pink room, but you know what, that works for like a little girl. Not all little girls obviously, but a lot of little girls do love a lot of pink. I'm just thinking about my niece, and she's like 8 years old, and she would love for like a pink unicorny princessy pretty room, just covered in pretty things, you know. So, and that would have been the kind of room. Well, thinking about it, I was quite a tomboy when I was younger, but I still liked pretty things, which is kind of how I grew up, you know. I'm kind of like tomboyish in some ways, but in other ways I'm really super girly. And that's been my life in a nutshell. That just makes me think of that Austin Powers movie where he pretends he's in a nutshell. What a great anecdote. Anyway, we're moving on to the large bathroom upstairs. So this one had like lots of space, so I did want to do the space a little bit of justice without getting too complicated about it. So I'm putting a half wall in there for the toilet. So we're going to hide the little toilet away behind the half wall, just for a bit of privacy, you know. The bath is going to sit in the middle of the room because I thought that's kind of luxe, and I put a separate shower in there as well, which I thought was cool, and a nice amount of counters. So I'm just using the Parenthood counters once again, Parenthood mirror, and then just the little bits of clutter on the counters just to make it look lived in and like people have been using it. That was kind of the idea. I mean, there wasn't heaps of bathroom clutter to choose from, but there's enough to make it, you know, look like that's what I'm going for. And I did a couple of the small little robes for the kids, you know, cute, in case they're sort of upstairs. And I gave them the fancy bath too, because why not? And I decided that just to make it a little different, I wanted to put a bit of stone around the bath as well. And I just did like a little flower on a table, you know, just give that peaceful vibe for the bathroom. And this is the last bathroom, I think, in the house. So yes, 3.5. I think we've done the little half bath, haven't we? Yeah. And once again, just kept it pretty simple as far as that goes. I just did a little bit of clutter. This one's just going to be a shower, toilet, and sink. And we'll get a mirror, I think, in there. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I put there's a tall bath cabinet. I think that's base game, actually. But it's a nice bath cabinet, and it fits really nicely in corners in the bathroom, so I'll put that in there. So I'm using a locked bed for the bedroom, for the second double bedroom. So this, I'm pretty sure it's base game, but it is locked, so to be able to access it, you do need to unlock it through the unlock entitlements cheat, and it's a really cool bed. I kind of want to use that more. I do worry. I have never actually tried if it's, yeah, anyway. I digress. But yeah, it's a really nice bed. But the blue actually works really nicely with the Parenthood blue. So when you look at like the end tables or the night tables, beside the bed. It actually, the blue matches really nicely, and those are the end tables from Parenthood. So yeah, I was like, oh, you know what, that actually works a treat. Plus in keeping up with the blue vibe. And then I found, I was hoping for a matching blue in the chair that we got with Parenthood, but there wasn't. But there was a base game one, and I thought having the green side table, which is a little odd, but when you look at the bed, you can sort of see it, right? You can see how that works with the dark blue chair, and then you have the green coffee table, because you look at the, oh, not coffee table, side table, because that's how the bed is. So that, you know, I thought it was a little funky, but I thought it worked. And I just put a little stereo on the console table as well. And I'm just going to do a little something to fill the little lounge space in the top. So I just wanted to put a TV up there, so it's a little hangout spot in the upstairs area as well, just as a second lounge really. But I was getting so short on artwork. I was just like, I don't know what to do for the artwork, because there really was not much left to choose from, and there wasn't like a huge selection when you were looking at the wall decor either. So it was like really scratching the bottom of the decent choices barrel there. So I found that magazine sort of cover one, and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe that's them. Maybe that's them on the cover, and they've really accomplished stuff in their life. Could be. All right, let's take a tour of what we did. So this is the exterior and how that's come together. I think there might be some little additions from when I recorded it. So I think I added the flower things underneath the windows, because when I looked at the house, I was a little concerned that it didn't pop enough for me. It just looked a little flat when I was looking at it through the lens of photographing it and what the street view was. So that's something I do look at when I am building and go to take the photographs and that sort of thing, and just how it looks from a street view and whether or not I find that appealing. So I did add a little something to the house, just to add a little bit more to the street appeal, and I felt like even something simple like the little window boxes worked really nicely. Oh, I do like that kitchen. Oh, I love the little pops of blue as well. So, you know, see what I mean about leaving like a little bit of space in that living area, just to give them, you know, a little room to be able to do their simmy things. I think that works. And I like the mirror above the bed too. I think that's cool. And I love this room. I think it came out so cool. I look at this and I just want to do some more bright building. I think it's super cute. And into the bathrooms there, and this is our little clutter space, our little linen closet clutter space, and our tiny office. Hey, it's an escape place. And upstairs we've got our little living area, which is what we did last, and then going in from the living area, we're going to go into the master bedroom upstairs with the blue. You can sort of see how all the blues match. I love that. I think that's really cool. But it's a very cool bed, that one. It's based on artwork, I think Manet or something. I can never remember the artist names of things. I'm a shocker for that. I'm a shocker for names, full stop. And then that's our nice large bathroom, which I really like as well. I love how light and bright and pretty it is, but still really super functional. This is our bright pink room, so we're going hard on the old pink. Very girly, but we're bringing in the pops of the aqua as well, which does work in with the rest of the house, which I think is really cool. So guys, that's our little half bath, and that's the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Hey, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye bye.